Hey, I'm a speech language pathologist working in a school setting. Often I'll get into an unproductive headspace where my thoughts will go into a downward spiral. I'm not making a difference. What's the point? 30-minute sessions twice a week, what good is that doing anyways? That's not enough time to make a positive impact. Even after trying all sorts of therapy techniques, strategies, and tips, and even after collaborating with other therapists to get new insights and advice, sometimes when a student looks at you with a bored, deadpan face, it can all feel futile. And then I couldn't help but think, what could we be doing wrong? What can we do better? If a student presents with a stutter, is the goal really only to reduce the severity of the stutter? Is that alone what it means to empower a student's voice and to facilitate their growth? As Thanksgiving approaches, I've naturally been looking for materials to use with my students. If you've ever done the stands, you know the routine. If it's October, look for Halloween worksheets. If it's November, look for Thanksgiving worksheets. If it's December, look for Christmas or New Year's or Hanukkah worksheets, so on and so forth. For me, this started to feel repetitive. Here I am supposed to help these students find their voice, and I'm teaching them about jack-o'-lanterns? Incorporating holidays and seasonal themes is a surefire way to build their background knowledge, and it definitely helps to keep them engaged. But for some reason, it felt incomplete. I wanted to dive deeper. By sheer luck, that's when I came across the book Duck for Turkey Day at the local library. At first glance, I was intrigued by the cover, which portrayed a young girl with Asian features, someone who looked like me. Books depicting Asian families are few and far between, so it took me by surprise. The story is about a young Vietnamese girl named Thuet who is embarrassed and sad that her family eats duck for Thanksgiving rather than turkey. The protagonist Thuet returns to school after Thanksgiving break and is anxious to share what she had. For weeks, her teacher had continually referred to the holiday as Turkey Day filled with turkey decorations and turkey crafts and all the turkey things. Come to find out that some of her classmates had tofu turkey, others had noodles, or even enchiladas. This wasn't your typical story about a cute Thanksgiving turkey singing songs about stuffing. This was an engaging text that broached subjects of race, cultural norms, and historical tradition. I was disproportionately excited about discovering this new children's book, but it gave me so much more to work with. It's obvious in hindsight, but it's worth remembering that there's an entire new generation of material out there that we can weave into our day-to-day sessions. So that's what I did. As I introduced the story to my Korean students, they listened intently. But as the story progressed, some of them responded with a surprise. What? Duck? Others responded with outright disgust. Ugh, duck? Ew. I was transported back to a deeply rooted memory of my 3rd grade field trip where, during lunchtime, kids pointed at my mom's homemade kimbap dishes and mock vomited while holding their noses. My mom had woken up at the crack of dawn to prepare this. Evidently, nobody was around to teach those kids better. But in my office at school, when the students were doing the same gestures of mock disgust, it was a teachable moment. I did what Tiet's own teacher did. I asked them to share what they ate and asked them to consider how they'd feel if others expressed disgust about their favorite holiday meals. They fell silent. Both in the book and in my very real office, it took speaking about it, sharing with a group, and being aware of how diverse we really are to come to a place of greater understanding and empathy. Do you provide this kind of safe space for your students? For your children? For Halloween, Halloweener was, despite its hilariously adorable name, an incredibly well-written book for teaching concepts like inclusivity, kindness, and celebrating differences. I know there are plenty of books and materials out there that target both the basic vocabulary words specific to holidays, all the while teaching an important lesson. Teaching my students life skills to go against the grain and question the status quo are what I strive to facilitate in my therapy sessions. That ultimately that there are no rules of how someone is supposed to celebrate something. There is diversity everywhere if we just look around, ask, and stay curious. It is beautiful how with a simple question, hey, how do you celebrate? Or do you celebrate blank? We can open up so much dialogue. It highlights our similarities, differences, traditions, and backgrounds. And isn't that what it's all about? If you've ever gotten an email from me, you will have noticed the quote under my signature. Today we lead our students, tomorrow our students will lead the world. Ultimately, we have to recognize that these children, although small and perhaps naive today, will eventually grow up to be citizens of the world, contributing members of society with significant influence on our communities. Are we teaching them to be kind, to be empathetic? Are we helping them to think critically and follow their passions? Are we encouraging them to be individuals? I hope so. I'm really excited to build up this next generation of future leaders, and that starts with one 30-minute therapy session at a time. And I do believe that. I do believe that we as educators, you as a parent watching this at home, we are making a difference, and it's a positive one, in fact. So let's just keep on going, and we got this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.